Greetings, brothers and sisters. I hope all is well. Welcome to our Sunday live stream. Topic today is about holistic sexual health. I hope everyone's doing all right today and energy is high and everybody is slow towards anger, slow towards all the negative emotions that the world tends to try to raise us upon. First things first, we are a charity, and we've dedicated our lives to promoting health and nutrition across the globe that corresponds with the teachings of Dr. Sebi. We condone eating alkaline foods or the foods on the planet that are as close to the mother and father of the original foods from the beginning of creation. And we believe that the woman, especially the female, she's extremely important to our health, you know, to the way that we are raised, to the way that we eat, you know, and we think she's very important. She's a very important piece to this puzzle that we call nutrition, life through nutrition, because she feeds everyone, doesn't she? Not the whole board, but you know, we can say more than 70% of the females on the planet feed their families, period. You know, so it's important for you to know what to eat to maintain not only your own body, but to maintain the health of your children. And those children become men and women of the world, mothers and fathers of the world. So it's always going to start from the woman. What came first, they say? The chicken or the egg? The woman or the egg? You know, the egg had to come first. And the eggs are stored where? Within the woman's ovaries. All right, so not to dismiss males, because we are just as important, 100%. And the same thing goes for us. We need to make sure that when we ejaculate into the woman, nothing but minerals are coming out of us, which will nourish the female and also nourish and on top of that, nourish the sperm, no, nourish the, sorry. Not only does the sperm nourish the female, it's also providing nourishment for the creation of the child or the embryo that's going to grow inside of her womb. Apologies, that text kind of threw me off. So yeah, we're first going to start with, what is it that maintains the sexual health of the male and the female? And then we're going to go in slowly, breaking down we're going to take it straight from the beginning. We're going to talk about what you're eating that's causing you and I to create acidic sperm, and what we're doing to each other when we transfer this sperm into our bodies, you know, because the male gives the female something and the female gives the man something. However, we feel that the woman, she has taken in more damage. More damage has been done to her than she does to us. Okay? So first thing I'm going to do is share my screen, because I have something to share with you today. I have a few things to share with you. And the things that we're sharing with you today is quite special, because we're going to be showing a female health documentary that we created. a few months back, and now we're going into part 2. But the part 2 of the female health event is going to it's going to have some things that you've never seen, and there's going to be some things that you may have heard before, but it's necessary to have it there so everything gels together. All right, and this is going to be a live stream event. This is not going to be an event where you have to come to a building and watch this event. It's going to be an event that we're going to place online. So the same way I am talking to you right now, and the same way I'm going to show you this video right now, is the same way we're going to have this event. But it's going to be an event that has been comprised to help females to raise their understanding in how to heal themselves, and then by default heal their families. Okay, all right, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, all right, here we go. So this is a video. The name of this man is just left my brain. Just left my brain. Sorry, brothers and sisters. But he teaches in this video, he's teaching about the health of the woman in regards to you know, why she menstruates. He also explains why he feels that women never menstruated ever. He also goes into explaining that, you know what, let's play the video and you'll see.
When one travels inland where the soil and the food lacks iodine, iodine is also an essential element for the maturation and maintenance of healthy female cells. Iodine is also an essential element for the maturation and maintenance of healthy female cells.
So when you drink these things, what you're getting is what? Phosphates, carbonates, iodides, and bromides. Iodides and bromides appeal to your endocrine system. That is the system that's going to balance your body and your life. The pituitary gland, thyroid, parathyroid, your ovaries, mycasty, and the pancreas makes up the endocrine system. But that system depends a lot on iodine from the ocean. Depends a lot on it.
CMOS. CMOS scientifically is known as Chondrus crypsis, and it's supposed to have potassium iodide, potassium phosphate, a large percentage of calcium and magnesium. This is why I could fall on my knees on concrete right now at 78. I don't feel any pain. I fall from a standing position. CMOS strengthen the bones. CMOS strengthen the brain. CMOS have the power to bind radioactivity. CMOS is powerful. I didn't make CMOS. God did. I just combined CMOS with bladderwrack or fucus verrucosis, and they make a beautiful combination.
How often should I take CMOS?
Look, drink it as much as you want, all day, every day if you want to, because the more you drink, the better it is. It's cheaper by the dozen.
What does it do for you?
It does everything, except It doesn't fire the body up. It strengthens the body, but it doesn't fire the body up like iron. You see, iron is the spark plug of the human body.
Okay.
Iron is the only mineral on the planet that is magnetic. So, being that iron is magnetic, it have a tendency to pull other minerals to it. You understand? It pulls magnesium, calcium, phosphorus, zinc, opium, and all the rest. Gold. Iron pulls all those minerals to it. So it would be safe to say that when you take large doses of iron every day, you are taking all the other minerals on the planet.
But they say that if you take large doses of iron, it makes you this, it makes you that, and it's bad for you.
I tell you what, they are absolutely right. If you take too much iron, it would even bind you.
Yes.
It would cause astringency in your intestines.
That's correct.
But they're not talking about God iron.
Yes. So as I was saying, we have to understand, right, that once upon a time, men sent men out to sea for treasure. Okay? Now, those men are seamen, sperm, seamen. And when the man enters the woman, he's sending his semen or semen to the treasure, which is where? The fallopian tubes, which lead where? To the ovaries that contains what? The ovum. Now, if the man successfully finds the treasure, he's made a child. He's going to create a child. A child is going to be formed, all right, in the womb. Now, don't you think it's quite interesting that we just listened just now about what is inside of CMOS? Iodide, bromides, and 92 other minerals that we all need, you know? And when you think about it, as on top of that, the semen is strengthened by sea moss, and sea moss is a seaweed, okay? And life began in the water. And when a baby is being created, it is being created in the mother's water, and it breathes in that. It can breathe. We can breathe underwater, and then we come out. We are born. All right. So to me, I don't believe in coincidences personally. I believe that no, I know that everything is in divine order. No matter how you want to look at things, good or bad, it's up to you. I don't believe in no good or bad. Everything's just happening. Now, we know that every mineral is in the sea, okay? And we know that seaweed is another name for sea moss, and sea moss is another name for seaweed. And we know that we have semen, which is strengthened by that, all right? What weakens us? What happens when we now, okay, before we go there, what happens when we ejaculate into the woman as a man and we are on an alkaline diet or we're on an alkaline lifestyle? You're giving that woman the 92 minerals. You're giving that woman energy. You're healing that woman. You're helping that woman to heal, essentially. Good things would be happening to her, not bad things, if you are living an alkaline lifestyle and you ejaculate into a woman. On the other hand, if you're eating blood, which we're going to get into, I'm going to show you a video about that. If you're eating starch, I'm going to show you about that. If you're eating dairy and you ejaculate into a woman, you are destroying this woman. You're not creating, you're destroying. Can you ejaculate into a woman eating meat, starch, and dairy and still create a child? Yes, you can. Do you also hurt the woman at the same time? Yes, you do. That's just the facts. The child won't be as strong as the universe wanted it to be because of your diet, father, and your diet, mother. The child can only be as healthy as his or her mother and father. Facts. So the healthier you are, the more stronger your child will be. Remember, back in the days, during the times of enslavement and things like that, of that nature, they used to get two human beings that they thought were strong physically, a strong male and a strong female, and they bring them together, knowing that if they bring them together and they create a child, that child will be stronger than both of them combined. Why? Because they understood, just like when you're breeding dogs, if you breed a pedigree with a pedigree, you're going to get an even greater dog, aren't you? But if you do it the other way around, you know that the dog is going to come out with sickness, diseases, and it's not going to be as strong as if you bred a pedigree and a pedigree. So yes, that is what is supposed to be happening. However, when you don't have electric sperm, so to speak, sperm that is alkaline, then you're going to end up not giving the sperm enough electrical charge to grow the way the universe intended for it to grow, with the right density bones, with the right amount of blood or clean blood, and the right amount of phosphorus and zinc and iodides and all these things that, can you imagine how much minerals has to be in sperm to create a whole human being? This is a substance, this is a liquid that creates a human. Do you know how powerful that substance is? And it's going to go into a female. Obviously, if that substance is so powerful to create a whole human, why can't it carry with it things that are toxic? Because you are what you eat. Well, Dr. Sebi is gonna break it down. I don't want to talk too much, but the way this event, or should I say, sorry, this live stream is going, this is the same way that we're going to live stream the female health event. The female health event is going to be on the 4th of August, and we're going to put out the flyers soon. The link should be below this by the time it's uploaded, and this is the first one that we've done, and we hope it goes well. And it's going to be set out similar, very similar to the way, in fact, the clips I'm showing you are from the female health event documentary. We've already completed it. We want to show this, we want to show little clips to you so that you can get a feel in regards to how this event's going to go, and also just to give you some pointers, some tips, some knowledge based on the teachings of Dr. Sebi. And I remember his name is Dr. Blair. I think it's Dr. Blair. Yes, Dr. Blair Delbert. That was the name of the man that was speaking in the beginning. Apologies for not giving you his name right there and then. So now we're gonna get into. Now we're gonna go into. We are going to go straight into what happens when females eat fish. And this question has been asked by a few people, because remember, we always ask for you, the viewers, if you have any questions that you want us to answer, please email us at eattolivenottodie@gmail.com or etlntdinfo@gmail.com. Okay, so the way we answer these questions is, if we feel that there's a clip where Dr. Sebi answers this perfectly, we're going to show it to you. If there's no clip to answer these questions, we will answer the questions in regarding to whatever it is that you've asked. Sometimes we use ma'a, like in this case. I'm going to play you a clip from what Dr. Sebi's wife has to say about when females eat fish. I could also say something in regards to what happens when females eat fish, or any other teacher that we feel answers the question very well. We will present that to you, because I feel that if we can, we must give you many points of views, because I know that you're all individuals, and the individuality of each of you is how you, him, her expresses themselves through their mind. And it's always good to have options. It's always good to have different, opinions, points of views, ways of thinking. It allows us to see things in different ways and not just looking at things parallel. All right. So I'm going to share my screen again with you, and we're going to go into what Ma'a has to say.
I got Queen right now. What's your question for her? Come on with it.
My question is, how can we get more sisters to cleanse themselves and keep up on a hygiene, as well as if they're in the bed with a significant other, but he don't want to say she smell, just on the corner that he got love for her. So how should women be cleansed when it's time to go to bed and live with their mate?
Great question, right? Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm going to step away. That's one where they go to the ladies. Go ahead.
They are very sensitive with that. And to be able to say to them, look, there's a smell here, and it's uncomfortable. But okay, and you have to first use tender loving care.
Okay.
First, before you can even penetrate in. Because now, I'm a nutritionist, so I'm going to talk from the nutrition aspect of it. And the only way a smell can come, even if it's your breath or even under your arms, whatever smell it is, it's coming from internal. And that smell is coming from what you've been eating, and meaning that you need to clean.
As far as the detox?
Yeah, but sometimes it's deeper than just detox.
So what you mean by flushing the system out and eating the right fruits so it could taste and smell a different way?
Exactly. Does she eat fish?
I'm just hypothetically going off the top.
Oh, well, a lot of times when they eat fish, they have that odor.
So fish travels to the body and sits, and next thing you know, the girl might be smelling like fish.
Yeah, or just have that funny odor. When their body is toxic, that odor can come out.
So is it good to use apple cider in the bathtub to snap back so it can bring it right back?
No.
So apple cider isn't good to soak in bath water for females to cleanse their wound out?
No.
But I was told apple cider is. You put it in the bathroom.
You were told a whole lot of things. You can't go by what you were told, because we're told a whole lot of things. That yeast infection is so many different reasons that's causing it. But the overall general, it is what we eat that is causing the yeast infection. Rice, starchy foods, cheese, what we eat. And so once you have that infection, now you gotta really go through a cleansing, not just a detox, a deep cleansing. And part of that yeast infection, and they may not realize they have it, is also what causes the smell.
So you gotta check what they eat. And you know what? That expounded it. Yeah, because that's the
we need to know. It is, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but there is a conspiracy against us. You need to understand that. Sorry. People, please. Soy causes the brain to swell. It breaks down the nervous system. It attacks the thyroid. It breaks the mucous membrane down. It causes a tumor. How could it be for women? It is made, it is man-made. It was a fluke that it was made, and this is a scientific fact. This is not my opinion. It was made by man, not something nature made.
So it's like a hybrid.
It's a hybrid, and your body can't break it down because it's plastic.
Yeah.
Please, you gotta do the research and do the surface. Don't do the surface one. Don't defend that soy. There was this movie a long time ago. It's white stuff that everybody was eating, and they start killing people, and that's what's happening to us, all this killing and stuff.
Stop.
And stuff is that white stuff. All it is that white stuff. It has nothing. It doesn't have any minerals, no nothing. Your body is made of minerals. It has absolutely nothing. And you don't need something in the place of meat. Meat is maggots. So why is everybody trying to, I need a meat replacer? What? You need something to replace maggots?
So you mean to tell me that just start eating does all of this? Well, of course. Of course. Because what you have done, cleanse your arteries. You cleanse, your eyes clear up. Your nerves get good again. You don't shake. Your understanding gets better. Like C.C. Charles said, he loved his wife. Of course he did. Because I had removed his diabetes. I removed his poor circulation. I removed his high blood pressure. The boy is relaxed and he realized that he loved his wife. And when she came out the door and said, "You said what? I love you. I always love you." And he's crying now because he's paying back for what he did, but he wasn't guilty like you are guilty. Sometimes you find yourself angry with your wife, and then you say, "I wonder why did I take it so far?" And sometimes she, on the other hand, makes us a little bit angry, right? But the only reason why she goes through her little mood swings is there again. She's going through menopause. When it gets cold outside, it's hot with her. She want to open the window and you say, "Girl, what's wrong with you? It's cold." Is that because her body is out of balance? What got it out of balance? The mucous membrane has been compromised. Every time we eat the food that God did not make, you would find yourself in trouble. Men like women. Anger, stress. So what I did, I perfected the compounds to remove the one disease that manifests in a million different ways. If the mucus is broken in the head, it's insanity, it's paranoia, it's schizophrenia. But if the mucous membrane has been compromised in the bronchial tube, it's bronchitis. If the mucus is in the nasal passage, it's sinusitis. So it goes. Removing the mucus to remove all disease. It is as simple as that. Dr. Sage is not a scientist. He's not a doctor. He's a plumber.
So, that was a little bit about that. Now, I just want to go back to males one more time, yeah? When we are eating food, brothers, especially when we're eating meat, especially when we're eating starch, these things go into the phallus and it clogs the veins, the arteries that are inside of your phallus, and they don't allow your penis to rise. This is the men that are suffering from impotence, that feel like Viagra is just a norm, you know, like drinking water, you know, or like it's just a normal thing. It's not normal to take Viagra. There's a problem that you need to solve. All right. So because there's not enough blood, because the blood is not clean enough, the blood contains mucus, and the mucus is not allowing the blood flow from the circulatory system to the phallus, creating an erection. That's number one. Number two, when you have problems getting an erection, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a prostate problem. All right. It may not occur straight away, but it will develop in time because your body is shutting down bit by bit. You know, the penis, not the bladder, the prostate, you know, the kidneys. The body begins to shut down slowly and gradually. You know, and this intoxication is because of the foods that you've been eating. And when you ejaculate into a woman, the woman is also going to receive this intoxication, period. So no, and Dr. Sebi, I will play a clip of Dr. Sebi saying this, you know, and remember, I am merely a student of Dr. Sebi. I do my own research. I check it out. I ask the people that come to me for help to try things, and they come to me and say, yes, it worked, or no, it didn't work, or I did this or I did that, and I look and I study and I learn, I pay attention. And that is how we have to grow and learn within the realm of health and nutrition. We need to be able to test herbs, not just, you know, take people's word for it. We need to understand that there's things that, you know, you can learn that will not necessarily need you to go and test something. If something doesn't grow in nature by itself without the aid of a human being, you know it's not natural. If a product does not burn to ashes when you put it in fire, you know it is not natural. If a product contains starch inside of it, then you know it's not natural. These are ways to identify whether a product is natural or unnatural, you know, just by doing those things, and you won't need a lab. You understand? So what we're gonna do now is, because men are probably saying or thinking now, I am impotent, or I want to, you know, avoid impotence. So what do I consume so that I don't, you know, become impotent? So we're gonna play a clip now for the men to show you what Dr. Sebi says about impotence. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen.
No, after 45 minutes.
When many females have considered acupuncture, but does it heal? It's gonna come after this, but I just felt like playing this before it comes in because it's quite a short clip, and I feel like a lot of females nowadays are going for acupuncture, and I don't understand why. So I just wanted to play this clip just before it gets to the next clip about the herbs that a man can go for to get rid of impotence. And it's not just one herb, brothers. It's not just take this herb and you'll be all right. You need to change your diet and be taking this herb every day. You know, it's not just, there's no quick fix. You must change your lifestyle. You can't hop in and out of this lifestyle. You have to choose, you have to pick a side. It's like having two cars. You know, you're going to drive one more than the other. You're going to like one more than the other. Whether you know it or not, you will. You know, so you have to pick a side, brothers, in regards to whether you want to be healthy or whether you want to be unhealthy. It's not going to take one day. It's not going to take 6 months. For some people, it's not even going to take a year. But be patient and do your best with what you know and do your best with what you have.
Acupuncture. What does acupuncture ask? Oh, it is the intercepting of the nerve endings. I said, fine. Why does your nerve endings want to be intercepted? They want to be the transmitter of energy from A to B. Why do you want to intercept? Where we want the intercept to go into the body that the person will not feel the pain and look. That's viciousness. Open the human body. That's what Dr. Ray said. It was not made to be open. It would have a zip on it, right? Okay. So she boiled the plant, me say my week. Me say my week. Who from the island? And anyone from the island? Anyone been to the island? Okay, those of you who've been to the island, do you remember in Jamaica or any place that you've been, there's a plant that grows that when you touch it, it goes to sleep. Has a lot of thorns on it. They call it dead and wait. Oh, you remember that? Thank you very much. That is the plant. That plant is very powerful. There should be no impotence in males. Because baby, it grows on my land like mad. So you know I got it by the truckloads because I don't want to be wicked in that area no more.
So men, that is the plant that you have to be boiling, preparing as a tea in the morning and in the night before you go to sleep. And as you're drinking this herb every day, changing your diet, and you're going on every day, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you will slowly begin to see those changes. Nothing in this world is instant. Whatever is worth acquiring will take time to acquire. Your health, you can't compare 35 years, 25 years, 60 years of eating garbage to a 2-month cleanse. Nah. You're going to need probably even 3 years. You're probably going to need 4 years to fully see the rapid changes. You'll see changes within the first 6 months, but I'm just saying to see ultimate changes, it's going to take time. All right. The next clip is about in regards to cleansing the uterus, which herbs should females use for douching and drinking. All right. Now, a lot of females have a problem with douching, a very big problem with douching, and they don't. Women, it's time for change. It's really time for change, and we understand that it's not easy to accept information that is foreign to you. It's not easy to accept information that you don't understand, information that you may have even heard that is not good. You know, a lot of females believe that douching actually harms the uterus, which in fact is the complete opposite depending on how you go about it. All right. When you douche, you are putting herbs inside of the uterus, which literally touch the pathology and begins to go into it at a cellular level to remove the mucus, to melt away the mucus. Okay? There are things in this world that women have put into their bodies 10 billion times worse than douching, 10 billion times than putting a washing head into their uterus and douching. Eating pork is 10 million times worse than putting a douche into your uterus. Eating chicken, eating lamb, eating fish, eating prawns, the prawns and the crabs and the shrimp, those are the garbage disposal men of the ocean. And you eat that normal, freely, you know? And there's all kinds of pathologies manifesting inside of the uterus, and you're afraid of putting something in there to help cleanse it. No, we've been misled. They've taught us wrong. The things that we know now, today, is not what it is. It's the things that we believe that are too far-fetched. Oh, that's too easy. Just drinking that. No, we need to unlearn and relearn, because there's things that we don't know that we need to know, that we should know. And our parents were supposed to teach us, but we can't blame them. We are grown now, so we must take that responsibility with ourselves and say to ourselves, you know what? I'm the only one that can heal me. I am my healer. Because you have to use the information and apply it to yourself and heal yourself. No one can prove to you that this works. You need to prove to yourself that this works. Okay? So I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to get right into it.
And as for the sisters, you see this boy here, isn't it? All over the place. It's right in the yard next door. In the fields, it grows crazy. And what is this? It's called what? Red clover. Nothing better for a woman uterus than this. You make a douche with this and you drink it. You drink this and you also make it for a douche.
He said you should drink it and also make it into a douche. Remember, this is a man that's gone to court and won his case, proving he could cure people of blindness, diabetes, sickle cell anemia, hypoglycemia, breast cancer, all kinds of diseases. So unless you feel like you know more than Dr. Sebi, that you've done more research than Dr. Sebi, then don't listen to him. But if you feel deep down in your heart that this man could know a thing or two about healing, then I suggest that you listen to this man and you take his advice.
Like if you take a good handful of it or put a lot of it, boil the water, put it in soap, you make a douche, endometriosis, vaginal discharge, weak muscles, whatever, red clover. But you see, we were not shown these things in school, right? So we don't know. But it's right there for us, right in the next yard. There is life, not in the supermarket. Neither of them could see or fathom that the very cassava that they eat 3 times a day is responsible for division, not unity, division. You didn't get that.
It's one in a whole rack. We want to go inside and deacidify the blood. We give the douche to cleanse that specific area where the concentration is most. But if you want relief from the itching and the discomfort, it would immediately show you that. But you still have to go inside to get the whole therapy. But you could use it, it helped tremendously, yes.
You have not had the proper cleansing.
So that's what.
When you receive the proper cleansing.
He just said there that the douche is good, but you still have to drink the herbs to go inside of the body so that it could become part of the circulatory system. Anything you drink is going immediately into your bloodstream, which is going to everywhere your body contains blood. When you slice any part of your body right now, blood's going to come out of that area. So may that be your phallus, your uterus, your eyelid, your scalp, anywhere on your body produces blood. So when you drink an herb, it's going into your bloodstream and working immediately. And then the douche, you're just doing the cherry on top. You're going the extra mile now. So the douche is like rubbing it. There's also a technique that people are using to try and get rid of fibroids, which is called yoni steaming. Now, yoni steaming is okay. I don't dispute that. However, yoni steaming is good for maintenance of the uterus. Maintenance. Yoni steaming is like blowing at your fibroids, like blowing at your uterus, you know, and little particles, because it's water, isn't it? The steam is water, water is steam. The water is going into the uterus and kind of soothing and massaging and moisturizing the inside of the uterus. But the douching is direct contact, because the liquids that you're putting into the uterus are touching now. They're touching the cells, going into the cells, massaging the cells, massaging the fibroids, melting the fibroids. And then when you do it every week, you will slowly start to see that the fibroid, you won't see the fibroid going down, but you will eventually dispel of a small ball, which will be the fibroid itself when it gets down to the size where it can now detach itself from the uterus walls, and then you can expel it from the from your uterus. Okay, now we're gonna get into, we're running out of time now. When the woman that is not alkaline lays with a man who is alkaline, is the woman harming the man? Yes, because the woman, her liquids are gonna go into the urethra ducts of the man, which leads to his spine, which leads to his bladder, which leads to the ducts that where his penis, which leads through into the area where his semen comes out and where his urine comes out of. Because just like a woman, there's two different holes and two different substances comes out. Just like a man, there's one hole, but two different substances can come out of this one hole. So yes, brothers and sisters, when a woman lays with a man, she also harms the man, but she harms the man in increments. To harm the man, it's going to take time for that fluid to get from her through that tube into the man and then compromise him. However, when the man does it to the woman, once he gets into those doors, it's open. It's open. It's going everywhere. You know, it's going everywhere. It's in you. Okay, and he's putting in bulk amounts at a time, at a time, because the man's entry is very small. It's not going to be able to enter as quickly as the toxins want to, you know. So on both sides, damage is being done, but the man is harming the woman more. Okay, and that's understandable. Now, I want Dr. Sebi to break down his story about when he asked one of his clients to sleep with her partner who was not alkaline. And I want you to listen to what happened when he told the person to do this and what the woman went through herself. Okay. Mm-hmm. There we go.
To be ashamed to mention her name. Well, Frida came to me and she had tumors and vaginal discharge profusely. And the whole other bit, she said, you know, that she'd been to doctors, gynecologists, OBGYN, and the whole bit. She'd been to France. This is in Dominica now, in the West Indies. So I told her, I gave her the compounds and the tushes, and after about a month or so, she was walking around without any panties. Her vagina was dry, and she was happy. In fact, she even showed it to me, so she could start to see. And she walked around without no panties. And guess what happened? This was the strangest thing that I was told this by someone, and I put it into motion this particular day. I said to her, I want you to have sex with your husband now. She had not had sex in about a month and a half. I said, have sex with Mom, and she did. When she had sex with Mom, 2 days later, her vagina was dripping. I mean, like a faucet. Now, why? If I had cleansed her vagina, how come it's dripping now? You know why? It was draining down like a faucet. Because we learned that when we cleanse the woman's reproductive organ, and we have not cleansed her mate, baby, when your mate eat eggs and cheese and butter and milk and bread and coffee, and that goes into his body that makes up the sum total of his hormonal flow and his hormone, his sperm is manufactured out of what? Acid substance. And now when you ejaculate the sperm into your uterus, you need any more than that? Yeah, you're gonna break it. He's gonna, oh boy, he's gonna discharge all that stuff into this acid. I'm a sister divorced her husband because of that. See how things happen.
So yeah, serious. He says he knows a sister that divorced her husband because of that. And it's serious. And how do we do that? How do we do that? How, when we find out, like, wow, my partner is compromising me, my partner is making me sick, what do you do? Now, if it's true love, your partner and yourself will work together to help each other to heal. And if that person is not willing to help you to heal, should that person really bear the, you know, the name my partner, my other half, my husband, my wife? You know, should that person bear that name? And a lot of people are saying, oh, but I have children and, you know, da-da-da-da. Even more of a reason to help one another now. Even more of a reason. It's not going to be easy. And it's not supposed to be hard. You're supposed to find a balance. You know, we must help one another. And if we see someone that's not trying to grow, I want to be a tree. I don't want to remain a seed forever. Some people just want to be a seed forever. They don't even want to sprout. You know, the sprout, and it has a little tail. The tail comes out of the seed. They don't even want to be that. I'm trying to become a tree, you know, and a lot of people are afraid of that. So brothers and sisters, let's not be afraid of becoming trees. Let's try our best to help ourselves first, and then we can help others. Because you can't teach Spanish if you don't know Spanish, period. So you have to help yourself before you can help others, okay? Now, we're gonna go into what meat does to the body. Because a lot of people, remember, okay, let me throw this in first. When you put anything into your bodies, no, let's place it into this analogy. I like analogies. So, in conclusion, a man places 1 liter of acidity into the woman when he ejaculates his sperm into her if he's eating acid foods. And let's say a woman, yeah, is hurting a man in regards to the liters, like I said, 500 liters of acidity into the man. Because put it this way, if the hole is that small, the amount of liquid that the woman would have to secrete in order for the man to produce real signs of, you know, discomfort, real signs of disease, real signs of mucus forming inside of him before he gets sick. They're not gonna be able to give you as much as what the man would give the woman if he was to ejaculate into her, because like I said, it's an open space. As soon as you go through the vagina, you're going to the uterus, you're going to the fallopian tubes, the ovum, the bladder, the urinal ducts, you know, the spleen, the spine, the kidneys, the duodenum. You're going into the woman completely, and you're doing it in large quantities, because the walls of the vagina, when you go inside, it's a V shape. The walls on either side, they absorb all of that. They take it all in. All right. So we have to understand in regards to acidity level. If I were to put in an analogy, the woman gives the man 500 ml, half a liter, and the man gives the woman a full liter. Okay. The man brings down the woman more than the woman brings down the man. That is our opinion. You may feel that we are wrong. Some may say, no, the woman does more than the man, you know, or the man does more than the woman, or they do both. They're both on the same level. The woman gives the man the same level as acidity. It's all up to you, how you interpret it. We will even go as far to say it depends on what the man is eating. What if a man ejaculates into a woman and he doesn't eat pork, just chicken? What if a man ejaculates into a woman and he just eats chicken and no pork? So it depends on the level of acidity within the man himself. That's why Dr. Sebi said all those things: butter, cheese, eggs. So if your man is eating the whole 9 yards, then you know that his sperm is extremely acid. And as soon as that goes inside of you, you're compromised. You'll get sick within 24 to 48 hours. No joke. Now, we're gonna now go to what happens to us when we eat meat, because when a man ejaculates into a woman, what does he put in the woman? We're talking about acidity, we're talking about acid and all of that, but what actually does he put in her? Parasites, spiritual parasites, physical parasites, worms. You know, every man that goes into a woman, okay, without using a condom, has left his DNA inside of her. Research it. I'm not here to prove nothing to you. I'm here to tell you something, and then you take that something and you research it and find out for yourself. However, I'm not here to deceive you though. I don't profit in lying to you. There's no profit in me telling you lies. So we're gonna go into it right now, because remember, men and women eat meat. All types of meat, all kinds of meat, you know? So we gotta say it for both realms. Let's go. Let's get it. Share my screen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, let me tell you all something. Anybody that put meat in their mouth is suffering with parasites in their brain and their stomach. We see on CNN where this man was looking at this worm under the membrane of his eye. When he looked in the mirror, he saw a worm in his eyes. Well, what do you expect? You eat meat. You gotta have worms. Like when you take a rotten potato, it turns to what? Worms. But when you take something natural, it never rots in the first place. It dries up, it never rots. Nothing that is natural rots.
Do you think parasites are connected with a lot of the diseases we have today?
No.
I think it exists. I don't think it's a big problem.
Are you interested in knowing what parasites do to you?
Probably. I mean, yeah.
Probably not for me. I'll be honest, it doesn't really interest me. There's tons of people that have parasites and don't even know it.
It's a very big issue. At the beginning, I didn't believe that I had parasites.
People need to cleanse more often.
I did. I had parasites. That was nasty thing.
I was really shocked when I found out that this is something that affects every single living human. In fact, every single living organism on the face of the earth.
I experienced parasites coming out of my body about 3, 4, 5 times.
You could be leading a healthy lifestyle. You could be jogging, eating raw food, taking vitamins, and all those kind of things. But these guys don't care. These guys are persistent, they're dangerous, they're deadly. They've been around for millions of years. They know what they're doing. And they're inside of all of us, and we're constantly being exposed to this.
There's definitely a problem with it.
There's a war going on. It's going on inside every one of us. And this is something that we all need to take very seriously. This is not science fiction. This is scary, it's real, and it's serious. Monsters living inside us that eat our bodies and control our emotions, urges, and thoughts. A Discover magazine feature article said that every living thing has at least one parasite that lives inside of it, and humans have far more. This silent issue is so important, former President Jimmy Carter is putting intensive efforts into increasing global awareness of this serious issue.
As a colon hydrotherapist for approximately 21 years now, you wouldn't believe what I see coming out of people's bodies.
This is not just a third world country thing. Everybody has them. Even normal people with lots of money living in suburbia who take showers 3 times a day. If you eat sushi, you have parasites. 1 square inch of raw sushi meat can contain 10,000 parasite larvae and eggs that begin hatching inside you the minute you eat it. The most common kind is tapeworms, which can grow to 60 feet long and live in your intestines for decades.
When I have clients that absolutely love sushi, I find that they have an inordinate amount of that particular problem of like clusters of parasites.
If you have pets, you are guaranteed to have parasites. It doesn't matter if you're vegetarian, raw foodist, vegan, or macrobiotic. Even the healthiest and richest people on earth have parasites. You can't kill them all, only control them, because our bodies have trillions of cells which rely on helpful bacteria like probiotics to work right. If we kill all the organisms in our body, we kill ourselves. The secret is to keep the bad guys to a minimum. Make our bodies so healthy and clean, the undesirable guests won't want to stick around. Don't feed them the junk food they love. Sweet stuff, bread, alcohol, rice, pasta, milk, cookies, crackers, cereal, meat, cheese, cooked foods, refined carbohydrates, soft drinks, commercial fruit juices, junk foods. They love the food you love and hate the food you hate. Even letting yourself become run down energetically allows them to get stronger. So who's winning, you or them? There are hundreds of thousands of types of parasites, ranging from huge worms to the single-celled amoebas that can cross the blood-brain barrier and begin digesting your brain and other organs like your liver, heart, and kidneys. They are silent. They move very slowly so you don't feel them or know they're there. That's how they want it. If you don't know they're there, then you won't do anything about it. They are smart. Parasites are living alien creatures who live off of others. They eat your food. They poop their waste inside you, making your blood, lymph, and tissues toxic. We are living in their sewage. Did you know 1/3 of your poop isn't even yours? It's waste that's been pooped out by parasites. You think you're clean? Think again. Everyone has parasites. They're everywhere. It's almost impossible not to come in contact with them. They are in the air. You can breathe them in. A single handshake can transfer over 500,000 organisms. Anything other people touch, shopping carts, door handles, toilet seats, doorknobs, signature pens, daycare centers, diaper changes, and pets, which pick up tiny unseen organisms from the ground they walk on, carpeting, grass, dirt, lawns, especially grass and lawns that have been used for defecating. Animals lick their butt and then lick their fur, and then you pet that fur, absorbing parasites directly into your skin, while others wait for you to put your hand near your face, where they enter through the nose, mouth, and eyes. They eat your food and use your body as a breeding ground, sucking you dry of nutrition, energy, and life force. Some worms can lay millions of eggs a day. If you break apart a tapeworm, the broken part can regrow into another worm. Common signs of parasites are you're tired a lot, sleeping problems, constant itching, weakness, headaches, lack of appetite, or hungry all the time, especially for sweet foods and carbs. Flu-like symptoms, depression, skin problems, acne, arthritis, joint pains, eczema, dermatitis, sinus problems, breathing and lung problems like pneumonia, then uncontrollable coughing, lumps under the skin, cysts, diarrhea and constipation, sometimes alternating back and forth, mucus in your stool, irritable bowel syndrome, stomach aches, cramps, digestion problems, nausea, overly dry lips, vision and eye problems, gas, bloating. Parasites can burrow into your brain and cause nerve damage and eye problems. They can multiply so much in your gut what you think is fat may in fact be entire nests of parasites. They can clog up your digestive tract so much no food can get through, making you constipated. They love to live in your stomach and intestines because that's where all the food goes, and you feed them every day. As a matter of fact, it's said that almost every health condition known can be connected with parasites in some way.
I've seen actual tapeworms come out of a person. It looked like flat, long spaghetti strands, 2 of them.
A 40-foot tapeworm can have 3,000 to 4,000 segments, each one of which can grow into its own piece. It can lay over 1 million eggs a day. If you are skinny and have trouble gaining weight, or have ever had a dog lick your face, if you have abdominal cramping or appendix pains, or liver, gallbladder, pancreas issues, or lung problems, you might very well be host to one or more huge tapeworms. Pinworms. If you have sleeping problems, itchy butt, joint pain, or female problems, those are common pinworm symptoms. Whipworms are a type of roundworm that secretes a digestive fluid that liquefies your colon wall so they can eat it. Over 1 billion people have whipworms. Roundworms look like fat spaghetti and are one of the most common human infections. One roundworm can lay 2 million eggs per day, and they can live for years. They hatch in your colon, then penetrate the intestinal wall, enter the bloodstream, the lymph system, and then make their way to the liver, heart, and eventually the lungs, where they grow to 2 inches long, pass through the air sacs into the throat, causing uncontrollable coughing, where they are swallowed so they can go back down in the intestines, where they lay more eggs and start the whole thing all over again. Roundworms cause pneumonia-like symptoms, breathing problems, chest tightness, asthma, heart problems, fluid retention, mucus in the lungs, nagging cough, digestive problems, stomach pains, cramping, nausea, bloating, malnutrition, protruding stomach, and intestinal blockages. Sushi is one of the major sources of tapeworms, which can grow to over 50 feet long in your intestines. Walking barefoot is a good way to pick them up, not just in dirt and grass or in the house of pets, but also the beach. Hookworms. Remember the movie Alien? Hookworms have 4 sets of teeth, so they can eat your intestinal walls and suck your blood. People with hookworms lose a lot of blood and don't even know it. Parasites can penetrate the placenta in a pregnant woman and enter the baby. It can even be passed through breast milk. Parasites can even contribute to infertility and childbirth difficulties. If a child is born, it can have retarded mental and physical abilities. People with parasites are never living life to its fullest capacity because they are sucked dry of energy, minerals, nutrition. They are tired all the time, depressed, and barely alive. All their life force goes to the parasites.
We're all subject to this, like it or not. It's a fact.
Tests done at funeral homes show that 97% of the body fluids in people were totally consumed with parasites and worms. Scientists are just beginning to discover exactly how powerful and disturbing these hidden monsters can be. Our cells are controlled by chemical signals. Parasites emit a chemical that directly affects our behavior, thoughts, decisions, and urges. Think about that. Something inside us that's not us, causing us to make unsafe decisions, so we eat, drink, and do things that benefit the parasite, including physical contact with other people so the parasite can spread. Why do we eat foods and do things we know are bad for us? Why is this so hard to resist? They look like snakes. Even the book of these scenes refers to the parasite as Satan, the serpent living inside us, tempting us, ruining our health, breaking apart our relationships, and ruining our lives. Throughout all of history, they've been warning us. Think about it. From the very beginning, Adam and Eve were tempted by the serpent. What's really creepy is the thought there's a serpent within each of us, tempting us to do things we really shouldn't. In this engraving from the 1500s, we can see Adam and Eve feeding the serpent, the parasite. To many, true health and being in a loving monogamous relationship is paradise, and feeding the serpent exiles you from paradise. Everything is more connected than you think. What you eat, who and what you touch, your health, your moods, your relationships, everything. What can you do about it? Start by doing the right thing. Don't give in to temptation. Clean your environment and your body. Stop eating foods that feed parasites.
Meat is 100% acidic, so it shoots you right to the red part of the pH scale. Now, why is this bad? Because disease and sickness can only fester itself if the body is full of mucus, or the disease can find like mucus or pus within the body in order to host and fester itself. Now, when you eat meat, you eat acidic foods, like I just told you, pork sits on your esophagus and your stomach. Not just that, in you allow meat to bring mucus and pus into your body, which this is where diseases can fester and manifest themselves and have something to feed off and grow from. When you eat alkaline foods, you clean your body and you purify your body and you rid your body of all mucus and pus, which can be contained within you, and disease has nowhere to sit or host itself or manifest itself so that it can grow, and therefore it cannot exist in the body. So even like, I know y'all probably heard of Dr. Sebi, who uses alkaline foods to cure people of diseases. That's a fact. Alkaline foods rid your body of all impurities, including mucus and pus, to where the disease can fester itself. So just by being a vegetarian or eating alkaline foods only, you can literally live a life free of diseases no matter what, because the disease will have nowhere to host itself within your body. So that's reason 2 why eating meat is bad, because now you're opening the door to diseases when you can shut it no matter what. If you just live naturally and allow nature to do what it does naturally for you. Reason 3 why eating meat is bad is because, like people say, you are what you eat. You take on the energies and characteristics of the animal in which you eat. Example, if you look at nature, all carnivores or animals that eat meat are aggressive, extremely predatory. Look at lions, look at tigers, jaguars, panthers, crocodiles, whatever eats meat. Snakes, they're aggressive, they sneaky, they're just predator. They just carry the characteristics of the animal kingdom. You look at beings in the same animal kingdom who eat herbs, fruits, nuts. They're more peaceful, like deers, mooses, rabbits. They're more peaceful animals. Why is this important? Because nature shows you what the energies of eating certain foods will manifest in you emotionally. If you look at the Black community, most Black people eat steak, pork, I don't even have to go on. Y'all already know what it is. Chitlins, everything. But look at the level of murder. Look at the level of aggression. Look at the level of violence in the Black community. You eating like an animal and you're taking on the characteristics of an animal. And then you wonder why nothing's getting better, because you are what you eat. The fact that your diet contains blood and meat, you are vibrating yourself down to the level of an animal. The animal that you're eating, or the animal that would eat on the same animal that you're eating.
So yeah, it's serious, brothers and sisters. Trust me, it's very serious. So we have to be able to know, we have to know what we're doing now, because how long are we going to suffer for? Do you understand? And all the questions that are in the chat room, we're going to get to all of those questions in the next live stream. We have gone beyond an hour now. Our live streams every Sunday is usually an hour. We don't like to make it lengthy because we don't want you. You are probably tired already. You want to get back to your Sunday. So, just to wrap it all up, brothers and sisters, please be aware that we do have a website, and the website is called eattolivenottoDie.com. And on this website, you're able to purchase the douche that we were talking about. All right. And we're going to actually, in fact, we're going to screen share. We're going to screen share now so you can see. So this is our website, eattolivenottoDie.com. And this is the douche here. So the douche is very, very good for, making sure that the uterus is clean. It also helps to dissolve and break down the buildup of inflammation, the buildup of plaque inside of the uterus, calcium carbonate, which is what turns into what you call fibroids. All right. We also have our universal fasting plan online, which is also on sale right now. We also have our iron fluorine tea. Our CMOS is out of stock right now. And we have tooth powders, alphabet books for children, posters, phonio. We have quite a few things, brothers and sisters. We also have a workshop starting from the 12th of July every Friday and Saturday. So if you're living in London and you want to come and ask any question that you have, we are here to help and answer those questions if we can. Okay. So in conclusion, just to wrap things up, we understand that it's not easy, it's not simple. Okay. We all enjoy, being wanted. We all enjoy being intimate with one another, but we must be careful. Okay, men and women, we must be careful. All right, we must cleanse ourselves so that when we do it, at least we're giving each other something positive than giving each other things that are negative. All right, physically and spiritually. All right. Again, if you have any there's obviously questions in the chat. We're gonna try and answer those questions. If you have any questions for anybody that's coming to the watching this after it's been streamed, send your questions to our email, and we will try to answer those questions as soon as possible. At times, we might say, you know what, today's live is about answering questions, bam, 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 and instead of just talking about one topic for the full duration of the live stream, okay? Because we want to get the information out quick as well. So, brothers and sisters, it's been a pleasure. I hope you've learned something today. Share this with your families, share this with your friends, share this with anybody that you feel that will benefit from it. All right? And again, thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. We wish you nothing but knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, freedom, justice, and equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and eternal happiness. Love.